I'm still learning the live stream. Today we're going to be talking about getting your questions answered as a fearless agent. So how many of you guys are great at asking a question and hearing the story? And I learned this really, really well from Bob. It was actually a role play call I was doing. And if you're familiar with the Fearless Agent for Sell by Owner script, there's the magic question. And the magic question is this: if you knew 100% for certain that by doing business with me, two things would happen. One is that you sell your house, all right? And the other is you end up with significantly more money, bottom line, in your pocket than you can get any other way. That's with or without an agent. And I know it's a big promise, Mr. Seller, but if you knew it were true, would you want to hear more about it? Be honest with me. Okay, so that's the magic question, and here's the example I'm going to share with that. Okay, you can use that question, by the way, with anyone, any prospective seller. You can ask that question, and it leads to the appointment setting. Okay, let me tell you what most of you are doing. Right, they're asking that. You're asking that question, and they're saying, "Well, we have a friend in the business that we're going to list with." Right, so you can imagine. I asked the magic question: would you even want to hear more about it? And be honest with me. And the seller responds, well, we've got a friend we're going to list with. We're going to try it for 30 days, blah, 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 blah. Did they answer your question? Yes or no? When they tell you a story, they do not answer your question. You want one of two answers when you ask the question. You either want them to say, yes, I'd like to hear more about that, or no, I would not like to hear more about that. Right? And if they say no, there's a really high probability these guys are gamblers. They're insane. They're not motivated. They're not people you want to work with. So how do you handle it if they give you a no or give you a story? Let's talk about if you hear a no first, right? Because they did answer your question, but you just want to clarify. So I say, hey, listen, let me ask that question differently. I just want to make sure. If you could keep yourself from losing a small fortune, you would not want to hear about that. Is that right? 99.9% of the time, that insane person that said no the first time is going to say no the second time. And I simply say, thank you for your time. Have a great day. And I click contact and I go on with Mojo Sells. Okay? I don't really throw that person away, just so you guys know. I don't intentionally follow up with them either. I'll leave them in my list, and if I pop up with them another time, I'll have a conversation with them, and I'll use the same exact script over again. Okay, but here's how you get your question answered when they tell you the story. Okay, would you even want to hear more about it? Be honest with me. Hey, Louise, glad you're on here. Lupita, glad. I'm gonna just see who else is on here. Marco, glad to see you. Tim, Victor, hey, Jennifer, always on here. It's always a pleasure. Write questions too in the comment box if you have questions, and give me some reactions if this is helping you out. If these videos are helping you out, please let me know. Hey, there's an old saying, you look sharper than a toenail. I appreciate that. I'm trying to look as sharp as a toenail. That's my goal in life, okay? So here's the question. Would you even want to hear, I asked the whole magic question, would you even want to hear more about it? And be honest with me. Well, Colton, you know, we've got a friend in the business. We're going to give it 30 days, and we're going to try it on our own, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Awesome. They did not answer my question. So I simply respond with, okay, I understand you got a friend in the business, blah, 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 blah. I repeat back to them. It's the simplicity of their story, so they know that I hear them and I'm listening. And they say, let me ask that question a little differently. And here's the kicker, guys. I want you to write this down. Take this note. Get ready. Ask the same question over again. They did not hear you the first time. They didn't hear what you asked. So I simply repeat the magic question. Hey, listen, if you knew for certain 100% doing business with me, two things would happen. One is obviously you sell your house, Mr. Seller, and the other is you end up with significantly more money, bottom line, in your pocket than you could get any other way. That's with or without an agent. I know it's a big promise, Mr. Seller, but if you knew that were true, would you even want to hear more about it? And be honest with me. And then I listen. They're either going to say, yes, I would want to, or they're going to continue the story, or they'll give you the no, and you're back to square one, right? If they keep giving you the story, keep asking the question over and over again until they give you a yes or a no. This question works 100% of the time, but what is it working for? I think there might be a misconception in thinking that it works 100% of the time to set an appointment. No, that's not it. 100% of the time, it helps you decide if these guys are sellers or if they're gamblers. If this is someone you want to continue with or if it's someone you don't want to continue with. That helps you identify that, okay? So if you keep asking that question and they give you a no, you know that it worked and that these guys are crazy. You don't want to work with them. Where else can this work in your business, though? In your presentation, or maybe the pricing presentation, or the fear of loss questions, or what other questions are you asking that you're not getting your questions answered? Okay? It could even work in your personal dialogue with your relationship. How many times I'll ask my wife a question, next thing you know, Bob says a joke about this all the time. I'll ask my ask my wife what's for dinner, and she'll be like, well, it's 7 o'clock. You know, that's you can just re-ask the question. My wife does it to me all the time. She has to re-ask the question like 3 or 4 times till I actually am listening and I hear her and I can respond to the question. What I'm trying to get the message across is your prospects might not be listening to you. Is it possible they're dealing with other things in their life? Is it possible they don't even want to talk about this right now? Is it possible that they just had another phone call, or their boss walk in, or they're on the freeway, or they got a flat tire, or what? The list goes on. They might not be listening to you or hearing you, and so they don't respond to your question. They give you a story, they give you a script that worked with the other realtor, they give you something that deflected you, right? They probably practice their scripts and dialogues more than you do. That's probably the reality of it. So just to recap, get your question answered, right? Let me give you an example. In a nutshell, this is my philosophy to get you absolute top dollar. Is this definitely what you're looking for? Now, that question is a yes or no question. If they respond with, well, you know, we want to think about it. We've got 6 other agents we're meeting with, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, I understand. You want to think about it. You got 6 other agents. In a nutshell, this is my philosophy to get you top dollar. Is this definitely what you're looking for? Yes, it is? Awesome. Okay, if I could, you know, if everything else makes sense and the dollars make sense, are you ready to get the ball rolling tonight? You are? Okay, awesome. So sometimes you have to keep asking the question to pin them down, to get a yes or a no, to get a definitive answer. I hope this helps, guys, in your prospecting, in your presenting, in everything you do. Get your question answered. Do not follow the story. Do not go down the rabbit hole, because then what happens is, if you follow the story and don't get your question answered, you're going to be doing what every other realtor on the planet is doing. And the whole idea of Fearless Agent is to be completely differently than everyone else. But if you're doing it the same as everyone else, as the way a Mike Ferry agent does it, or a Tom Ferry agent, or whatever other agent out there you can think of coaching program, if you do it that way, you're just like everyone else. And what happens is you follow that story and you've got to handle objections after objections after objections. You do it the Fearless Agent way, you just crush those objections. You don't even deal with them. You move them off to the side and you plow right through and you get the yes or the no. We're not looking to get everyone. I had a conversation with Giancarlo today. He's an agent out of Florida, has some questions. He joined the Tom Ferry coaching organization, been with there 3 months, and he said, hey, I still have no freaking clue what I'm doing here. Like, I'm more confused since I started coaching with this organization than I was before. Now, I don't know what coaching he's doing or not doing or what it's like in that program, but I do know this, right? It's about getting step-by-step movement along the way, okay? Fearless Agent is about doing it differently and doing it and getting your questions answered, and ultimately finding nice, sane, motivated people to work with. If you're not already a Fearless Agent, I want to invite you to go check out fearlessagent.com. There's a link in the description wherever that you're seeing this video or on my podcast. Click that link and go see a free test drive of Fearless Agent today and learn the 5 presentations you must know to really become great in the real estate sales business. And if you're already a Fearless Agent, I appreciate you being part of the Fearless Agent community and the Fearless Agent movement. And I would just ask if this message helps you, and if Fearless Agent's helping you, please take a second just to share it with other agents. We want to help impact as many people as possible. Let's see who else hopped on here. Hey, we appreciate Michael hopping on, Ken. Hey, Yulia, I hope I pronounced your name right. Appreciate you guys coming on here. If you have any questions, I'm going to be wrapping up. If you have any questions, make sure to post them right now about getting your questions answered. And do me a favor. Did this help you? Please give me some reactions. I just wanted to make sure that if this video, this topic, getting your questions answered with the magic question or the closing questions, I wanted to make sure that created some value for you today. So I can only tell that if you get, thank you. I'm starting to get some feedback from you. I can only see if you guys give me feedback either in the comments or give me some thumbs up or give me some hearts or some ha-has or even give me some angry faces. Even get angry a little bit here if you got to, you know. Let me know that you're there and that I'm helping you guys grow, because that's what I'm committed to. And I don't know if you guys know this about me. When I got my license in 2005, it was probably 8 months before I got into Fearless Agent, and I made the commitment. Hey, I see the angry faces. Appreciate you. Some hearts. Hey, I appreciate those hearts, those thumbs up. I made the commitment that when I mastered this business, which it didn't happen overnight, by the way, but I said when I master this business, I will give back to my community. I will give back in a high level, because I'll tell you one thing that I didn't get. Besides, the only person that believed in me, guys, was Bob Leffler. No one else believed in me. No one else gave me the time of day. The other agents in my office didn't help me out. The other agents in my marketplace didn't help me out. We didn't have Facebook back then, you know. So I said, hey, you know what? When I get great at this business, I'm going to give back to you guys. That's why I'm doing this. I'm committed to you guys, and I just need your feedback on how I can increase what service I'm giving to you guys and how I'm helping you. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see ya. And if you're not a Fearless Agent, definitely go check it out, fearlessagent.com. I'm building a business or building an online business. It doesn't start with any of that. It starts up here in your belief systems on how money works, okay? It's on how money works and how you manage money. You could be an entrepreneur, an infopreneur, a real estate salesperson, a loan officer, a government employee, a contract employee,